What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Awesome Nerd. So today we're looking at more of the McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. So first we have two figures from the Arkham games. So from Arkham Knight we have Batman of Earth-2, so just an alternate costume for Batman, but it looks cool being in the Earth-2 designs, based off Thomas Wayne and stuff from like Flashpoint. So that looks really cool with that design. And then from Arkham City we have the Riddler. So really cool to have the Riddler. He was one of my top favorite Batman villains, so getting him in this design is cool. The Arkham designs aren't my favorite, but I still like the design. Carries off that Riddler look with his question mark cane and stuff. And then to go along with him, we have the deluxe Kalibak. So he looks cool and a mega fig, so he's going to be ginormous and just looks awesome, big and beefy. And the big figures like this are always the coolest figures from the McFarlane. So I'm excited for all three of these figures. So let me go and get them open out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. Well, let's start with the Earth-2 Batman from Batman Arkham Knight. So with it being from Arkham Knight, it's just going to be Batman just in an alternate costume that you can switch throughout the game and play as. But the card they include is supposed to be Thomas Wayne, so from the Flashpoint storyline, where it's like an alternate reality where the Wayne family was confronted in Crime Alley by Joe Chill, resulting in the death of their son Bruce instead of the parents. So Thomas decides to hunt down Joe Chill for revenge, leading to him becoming a ruthless vigilante known as Batman. So it's where Thomas Wayne becomes Batman instead of Bruce. But like I said, for the game, it's just going to be Bruce still, just in an alternate costume. But it still looks cool. It's got this Earth-2 design. It's not the exact Thomas Wayne we've had before, and I, of course, forgot to grab that figure to show it to you, but it's going to be pretty similar with the all Batman colors, but has the red thrown in, which looks really cool. That's always a cool thing, so thrown in here. Especially you can see with this, the eyes, so it's got the red eyes in there, which looks really cool, but you can definitely tell it's from the Arkham game because of how tall the ears on the head is, so that's really cool there, and just with those red eyes looks awesome. And then we've got the cape, of course, so Cal leaning into the cape, so cape's still all black with the cutouts on the bottom, but it's red underneath, so that looks really nice. And then we have the red designs on the front, so the red bat logo and the red like V here, and I like the smooth black leading some more like, I guess it'd be like the Kevlar black, or it could be a really dark gray, but just has that texture running all through it. So again, from that smooth, the texture is really nice in there. And as you can see, we are missing a hand, so one of our hands unfortunately was stuck in there, and when trying to loosen it up, the peg just completely broke off. So we have a handless figure, and again, we're gonna have to get a replacement. So second DC Multiverse video in a row that we've had a broken figure out of the set, but it still looks cool otherwise. Nice red belt on there, and again, that texture continuing down the legs all the way to the boots, where we have some generic boots, but I like how they're more all flat but still have that like leather texture to them and stuff. So overall, it just looks really cool. I really like the design. We do have an issue in like the ab areas where he's always like kind of twisting to the side, and it's really annoying, even though no matter how much I adjust him, he keeps readjusting, so I can't keep the V straight there, but it just looks really cool. Of course, the Thomas Wayne version is a popular one with just that red thrown in here, and so having it for this figure is just the same, just makes it look so much cooler. But we can do the movement, so his head can twist all the way around. You get like down that far and up that far, so pretty decent movements. We get the shoulders that come up to 90. Of course, there's like a butterfly joint there. It doesn't really do much, especially on here with the cape, so just a little back and forth, but it can rotate around. We get a bicep twist, which on these are really stiff. I'm afraid these are going to break too. Like I can't really get them to move at all. But then we get the double elbow joint that can bend all the way up on itself. The wrist can twist around, which again is real stiff even on this hand, but at least it twists and can rock back and forth, which I don't know if it's because there's a new joint. So it has like the classic joints, what I would call like the Marvel Legend joint. So instead of the ball joints that McFarlane has. So I don't know if that's what caused the joint to break so easily. But yeah, it's a different joint, which I like having just the flex back and forth because I hate the ball design, but it just thinks with having that, it broke for us. Then we have the ab crunch, so we have the upper crunch, so crunch back and forth. It gets hard with the cape and can twist around, and it's really smooth and easy in there. So again, that's an issue why it just keeps moving around so easily and keeps annoying me. And then we have the lower crunch as well, so at the waist, crunch back and forth and can twist there as well, just a lot more stiff. Then the hips can come up, and again with underwear, it's really hard, but can at least come up that far and out to the side. No real thigh twist, or at least it's stuck if there is. A double knee joint that can bend up that far, almost kicking its butt. And then we get the foot that can flex back and forth and twist side to side. And this has the ball joint, but the blended in version. So nice and more blends in there. But with all that, it's not a bad figure. Like I said, just have issue with the missing hand and then this stupid ab crunch. But besides that, I really like it, especially the looks. But it just stinks that we have issues with this one. But like all McFarlane's, it comes with a stand. Don't really have issues with him standing, but we have it if we need it. And for accessories, he does come with a battering. So we have the Arkham version batterings there, which always look really cool. I love the design with the center and the with bat logo, and then the fold out wings there looks really nice. So let's try and put this in this hand, I guess. So there he has the battering, and then finally we have his card. So again, there's a picture. It says from Arkham Knight. Again, don't think that's from it, but it looks pretty cool. It's probably from a comic or something with that outfit design. And on the back says Thomas Wayne and gives the story that I already told of Bruce dying instead of them. So don't need to go over that, but it still looks really cool. I just wish we had a better figure without a broken hand and with a tighter ab crunch, but it just looks really cool. So this is a really cool figure just by looks alone. And next up we have the Riddler from Batman Arkham City, and he's obsessed with the need for attention and to show off his genius level intellect. He was constantly on the search for a riddle that Batman couldn't solve, and again, this is more taken from the video games, and that's what he's based off, which, as I mentioned, I don't like nearly as much. I love the Riddler, like I love like his comic outfits and stuff like that, but just from the games, I don't like it as much. I just don't think he looks good, and I hate this face they have on it. It just looks weird with the glasses sitting all crooked and stuff, which I know throughout the game, and you'll see in the picture, he kind of does that. He seems to be a little more casual or whatever, but that look also just kind of annoys me. But he looks like the Riddler, so he's got the green and purple, kind of like his signature colors. He's got his green bowler hat, so always nice to have that. It looks like it's got nice texture on there with the strap around it, so that looks cool. Again, the glasses on his face. Now in the picture I'll show you, he's got more of like, I guess like reading glasses or normal glasses, so they're not the sunglass designs like they have on here. So I don't know if that's a part of the issue, but you can see his glasses are on crooked, his eyebrows are all weird. You can see part of his eye there, and then he's got a crooked smile on the face, so I don't know if they just messed up with the face and made it all crooked or if they intentionally did that. But then he's got a dirty, what I guess it'd be like a white shirt underneath, like button-up shirt with the collar, but it looks all gray and dirty, so that's kind of gross. Then the purple tie with the question mark, the green jacket with the purple lapels, and then has the question marks running through all the jackets, so I like that with the big question mark there on the back. Purple sleeves all rolled up and purple gloves with question marks on. And that's another thing I don't like about this is the color of the purple. It's like a really faded purple. I wish it was much more brighter purple color, but still has the purple at least thrown in. Then green pants going all the way down to the purple boots, and again, hate the purple boots. And with his legs are always at a wide stance, so to get him to stand, you have to kind of angle his feet in so he can stand up flat. So definitely not the best figure, but it carries off the look of the Arkham game, so it's nice to be continuing to build on the Arkham versions of these characters. But let's do his movement so his head can twist all the way around. Can look down that far and up that far, so pretty decent movements there. Shoulders up to 90, and the butterfly joint in there, and of course can rotate around. We get a bicep twist, the double elbow joint that bends all the way up on itself, wrist twist around and flex back and forth on the stupid ball joint that's all twisted, so there we go, back and forth. Then he's got the ab crunch, so you can see it cut out, so we have like the jacket and stuff all floating up there, so crunch back and forth and twist around, and then we have the waist crunch and twist there as well. Hips can come up close to 90 and out to the side, no thigh twist, but a double knee joint that bends up that far. He can kick his butt, and then the foot can flex back and forth and twist side to side, and he does have the toe joint, but I can't get him to move. So as you see, he has the standard McFarlane joint, so nothing out of the ordinary for him, but just the figure, like I said, is just too awkward for me. He just has too much of a weird look for me to really like this. Now, accessory wise, he comes with a base plate, but again, having him here, again, you have to have his legs out with the feet angled in. He stands pretty easily, so don't need it. And then for Riddler, he comes with his question mark cane. So again, how it looks like from the game, it's all black here and has some nice gold details on it. So let's put this in his hand. So there's Riddler with the cane, filling out more of that look. And overall, it's pretty decent. Like I said, just don't like this look for the Riddler. I much more prefer a comic version, but it's our first one. And then just for comparison, here is Batman from one of the Arkham games. I'm not sure which one this came from, but you can see just how big Batman is compared to Riddler size-wise and everything. So just wanted to show that off so you could see the size comparison and then how it would look together on a shelf. And that brings us to his card. So there's again the picture of him from the game. So you can see he's got like normal glasses on there from Arkham City. And on the back, of course, we have Edward Nygma here. And the story from this is pretty much what I already said. Very similar to what I read for his plot of the game, but looks pretty good overall. And then one of his question marks you have to find hidden throughout the game. But overall, pretty cool for the Riddler. Like I said, it's nice to have him, just wish it was more of a comic version. And that brings us to our mega fig of Kalibak, which is a new god of apocalypse and the son of Darkseid, and he just pretty much has superhuman strength and durability, accelerated healing, and immortality, a part of the new god physiology. So he looks really cool here. So he's a big bulky guy, of course, the mega fig, so he's going to be huge, and when we bring in the other characters, you'll see just how big he is. But he looks awesome with the big face. It looks very like trollish and stuff. So he's got the lower jaw with the big teeth hanging out of it, a nose ring in there, and then some yellow eyes with darkness around it, and then this head covering there that goes all the way around his face. So that looks pretty cool with the long beard and the longer hair there with the nice flowing in the wind with the pointy ears there, which kind of funny. So it looks like elfish there. So that all looks cool. And then he's got the green and gold outfit on. So the green shirt with the gold details. So gold design in the center, has like the ball design and stuff, a part of the new god details. And same with the straps here around going up his shoulder and the all gold there. So nice shoulder pauldron with some flaps and stuff there. That's cool. Belt around the waist, all in gold with some details and just all the way around around it there. Kind of like a loincloth design covering the front and back with like little green shorts there. Some gloves going up his hands with some gold at the top of them. You can see how crazy his skin looks. So it's supposed to be similar to Darkseid where it looks kind of rockish and stuff, but looks pretty crazy and a lot of detail in there. Same with his legs going down the bare knees, and then his shoe where he has 2-toed feet there, and then the green shoes with the gold band at the top of that as well. So just looks pretty crazy but awesome at the same time. No real major issues with this, just have some weakness in the abs, so he kind of rocks back and forth at the waist there. But once you get him in a position like this, he just stands pretty well, so it's not like he flops back and forth too much. Just when doing movements, he's really weak. But speaking of movements, we get his head that can twist around. Should be able to twist all the way around. It's just with his hair getting caught on stuff, so you have to be careful with that. But he can look down that far and then up that far, so a little bit of movement back and forth. We get the shoulders that can come up. Of course, you have to push down on them at least far as to get them up to 90, and has very little wiggle room for like the butterfly joint, but it can rotate all the way around. We get the single elbow joint that bends close to 90 and has some rotation in there, and the wrist can twist all the way around and rock back and forth. We get the ab crunch right at the waist frame, so crunch back and forth, like I said, really loose and weak, so not the best there and which should be better, but it can twist around easily as well. The hips can come up a little bit, maybe like 45 and out to the side, a little bit of a thigh twist up in there. The single knee joint that bends back, it's real stiff but can bend back and has some rotation in it. Ending off with the foot that can rock back and forth, again real stiff with how big it is, twist side to side, and has the toe joint on the end. But again, with these, they're just so stiff and I can barely get them there. There you can bend out, and has that on the end as well. So as usual with the Megafigs, they have really stiff joints, but that's kind of expected, and it helps with the size, you know, helps keep it standing. But like I said, with him, we just have the issue with the waist crunch there, so he's just a little bit too weak. But overall, looks really cool. He looks like Kalibak as I've pictured him, and just looks amazing at the same time. Now, accessory wise, of course, as the base plate, but with how big he is, we don't need it. And then he comes with his weapon of the Beta Club, which can also fire energy blast from it. So just looks really cool. So we can put this in his hand, and he only comes with one hand with a grip hand, so it's got to go in here. So there he has the Beta Club in his hand, and I like how it's got like the knuckle duster design or like brass knucks there around it, and then the little club piece, as I said, can also fire blast out of it. So pretty cool he has that. I wish it was bigger, like a big club type thing, but that's really all that it comes with. So a pretty small weapon for a big guy, but he does look really cool, which of course is the most important thing. And then finally we have his card. So there's a picture of him from the comics from the Darkseid Wars, so how he appears there, and you can kind of see he's in shadow and stuff, so hard to see, but still looks cool. And on the back, real name Kalibak. It says brutal and pitiless. Kalibak is the eldest son of Darkseid, Lord of Apocalypse. He is a devoted to his sire and a relentless foe to Orion, the son of Darkseid, allowed to be raised on New Genesis. When Darkseid was incapacitated, Kalibak took command, readying the Chaos Cannon, powered by Chaos Shards and the body of Batman's son Damian, to destroy inhabited planets and channel their energies back to Apocalypse. So that's more explanation for Darkseid War specifically, but overall looks really cool here for Kalibak, and such an awesome and big figure. And there we have all three of our figures with Kalibak in the back, so you can see just how big he is compared to the other two, with of course him being the biggest and Riddler being the smallest, but they just all look really cool. So it's hard to complain much about these. Like I said, it stinks with our Earth-2 Batman just because his hand broke and the ab crunch, but he definitely looks really cool along with Kalibak, and then Riddler is just okay. He carries out the look, so I guess that's all that really matters. So let me know what you thought of these figures down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know with a thumbs up. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.